Folks, we're here. This is episode 108 of the Overkill podcast. I'm your host, Meta, and I'm here with...
Kirby DK10, baby.
Yes, this is a good episode. I think we have some decent stories here. I think we're gonna keep this podcast format for a little longer, and then there might be some changes or something. But we're gonna continue with how we're doing it. So I guess we'll go ahead. I would like to get into the Overwatch stuff first, if you don't mind.
Yeah, we can go into that. Yeah.
Yeah. Overwatch 2. So over the weekend, or over the last week, I guess on Tuesday, they released the other 4 characters that they were holding back. So everyone but the Fire Chick, who had already been released. I guess we got a chance to play with some friends, which is always good. We got a chance to really get in there and try them all out. I think I've tried them all out at least three games. And I have to say some real standouts for me are the healer that throws scythes. I like him a lot, and I like the soldier clone for attack. They're very intuitive. They're very easy to follow. And, of course, I always like the hybrid DPS healer class. Yeah, I guess, what do you think? Anything that stands out?
Yeah, no, I think both of the supports that they added were actually really good. They're pretty, I feel like they're fairly balanced. The new tank seems, at least maybe at our level of play, she doesn't seem to be very good. Besides her ultimate, can be very strong because you basically get a bubble round person. They can't shoot out of it or anything like that, and then it explodes whenever it's done. So it's a pretty good ability. It just shuts down people. But yeah, I think the fact that her shield is segmented just makes it weaker, even though it does cover a pretty big area. I just think it's not as good of an ability as a Sigma shield or Rhine shield. I think the standout character for me is the cat. It's just so much fun to play, and it's really interesting. Actually, I feel like it's a character where you cannot turn your brain off. You actually have to think while playing him, which I feel like a lot of the characters are kind of that way in Overwatch, where you can kind of just turn your brain off if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think you're certainly right on that.
Whereas I think on Cat, you actually do have to, think about what you're doing. Also, the fact that they melee with the paw is very cute.
That's true.
Yeah. And I think both the upgrades, they've also have changed some of the upgrades for the other heroes. It's Soldier now, he had one where he would, every time he'd hit his biotic missiles, it would reload his gun a bit, halfway. Now they've taken that out, and they added one where his biotic missiles go faster, and that's about all. So, a kind of a nerf to certain characters, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Soldier now is less viable a little bit. But also his passive, every time you get an elim, you reload faster, so it kind of makes up for it. So.
Yeah, I think this is unfortunate in a way. I think they've taken the Marvel Rivals route as far as balancing those abilities, where they're purposefully making characters better and worse, just to try to cycle out the meta a little bit. And I think, I know Zenyatta lost his, Discord orb, where he Discord everyone within his ult, all the enemies. And they gave him something that's, a lot, just, his 10% lifesteal on his regular Discord orb, which is still good. But it's not, it's not gonna replace
And
the
I feel
old one.
I feel like a lot of these characters, well, especially, I think even the Soldier character, for me, I was kind of having a hard time playing them. They feel a lot like all of them need a little bit of a guide on how to use them. So that can be a good thing in that they're complex characters, but I've always liked characters that are a little more, simple and that you can just jump in and understand them. Yeah, I think the fire chick is the weakest though.
Oh, I think so. I think she's basically a reskinned, or she's a different tracer. She's definitely is not going to be taking down a ton of people. It's going to be picking someone off and leaving. So I think that's a lot more likely. But yeah, I have to agree. She's not my favorite.
Yeah, and the guy Mizuki is he's like a combination of Sub-Zero and Raiden. To me, his design is kind of a little basic. But I like how his scythes, you can bounce them off of your opponent or your enemy or friendlies to heal, which I found is interesting. Yeah. Also, his ultimate is absolutely broken, where you basically shut off the enemy and heal all your teammates.
I have to agree. I think something is wrong with my audio.
Oh.
I can't tell. Oh no, okay, it's fine.
Oh.
Okay. Alright. Oh, did you pause?
No, I didn't pause.
Oh, okay,
no,
okay.
I'm still
completely
on.
random. Alright, well, fuck it, we'll leave it in. But that's funny. Okay. It's just the way that Audacity was displaying the timestamps. I guess while we're here, I think it makes sense to jump to the Rivals story next, and then we can go COD.
Sure.
The only reason why is because there has been a petition started after the most recent community or balance changes to all the characters. And it is calling for Aiden, Ziyong, and the rest of the team, the balancing team, to be fired or to be removed off of the staff of Rivals. And there's, of course, someone on Reddit that was really mad about the petition and all that. And I'm not saying it's right, but I guess what it is there's a lot of characters that they feel like are really broken still, and the balance changes completely attacked the wrong characters. I guess it seems like Deadpool is really overpowered. For a long time it was Spider-Man. They let overpower the game. And I guess it's kind of interesting because here it is. It's Phoenix, Winter Soldier, Gila, Hawkeye, Gambit, and Star-Lord. There have been no changes. And a buff on Star-Lord. I guess some of the community is soying out about these changes. They're saying, the team doesn't listen, and that everyone is leaving to go play Overwatch. I think it's a little funny, because I think people were already leaving the game for Overwatch regardless, and I think most people probably we're just waiting for 6v6 to come back in Overwatch like we were, at least for competitive and stuff. So now that it's back, I mean, it's probably fair enough to assume that they were going to lose players anyways. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's petty to start a petition to get someone fired. I think we can agree on that.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty cringe. I don't know, yeah, if they... yeah, I just never had a big... interest in Marvel Rivals. I played it, I thought it was interesting. To me it feels like a mobile game. And I've always said that Overwatch to me is like Counter-Strike, and Valorant is kind of like Marvel Rivals in that same way. Where I feel like it's just kind of a cheaper version of a game that's just better,
Well, fair enough.
Although I will say with Valorant, it does have at least, I think it's easier to just hop into Valorant and have fun.
Oh, yeah, 1,000,000%.
And, I think one thing with Marvel Rivals, I will say, is making, at least from what I played, making Spider-Man one of the hardest technical characters to play, and him being so popular, I think was kind of a dumb decision. I feel like they should have made him, really easy to play. But Um,
That was a big
yeah.
fumble, yeah. Especially because it causes a lot of frustration with people that have played the game for a long time. And like maybe they tried out Spider-Man and then they went over to characters that they're better suited for. And I think it causes a lot of frustration whenever someone jumps in. And for placements, I think it puts you in like gold games or whatever, like League does. And they basically tell you like, hey, sink or swim. And you have this idiot that's playing Spider-Man and just inting because he doesn't know how to like web sling correctly and shoot while he's flying and everything. So yeah. I have to agree with you though. I've always felt like Marvel's or Rivals is kind of a knockoff, and it's always felt like a phone game. But yeah, I figured we would at least cover that because I think that's interesting. Just people lashing out at the devs so badly. It's just odd behavior.
Yeah.
I guess we can go on to COD, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I don't know, I think it's funny because like I don't think Overwatch balances stuff good, anyways.
No, they don't. Not at all.
It's like people leaving to just get the same thing anyway. But yeah, I guess we'll hop into COD.
Yeah.
I did play a little bit of this new season. I haven't played enough to actually get like the battle pass weapons. I'm gonna be honest, like the new season, it's not. It doesn't really change too much, I'm sure balance wise it does, but it's still pretty much the same game. I did get to play on this new torment map. This is an interesting one because I didn't realize it at the time, but this map uses teleporters. So it's another like teleport map. They've had a couple of these. They had a couple of them in the base game. Like basically, you go through the teleporter and you get to a different area of the map that's like separated from the rest of it, which is kind of cool, but kind of not because you can just sit outside. You can just sit outside the teleporter and wait for someone to come through.
Yeah, I mean,
and they have like nothing they can do. But it's a decent map. It's very small, so I'm sure for any of the people who are going for camo still, it's a pretty good map for that. The other map I was playing was Nemesis. This is the 2v2 map, so another small one. It's a basic 3-lane map. I feel like it worked pretty well. I think it's a little too cluttered, but other than that, it's okay. And I literally haven't played. I have not played Slums yet, but I'm sure it's gonna play exactly the same. And Sokka I haven't played either, but
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty good update from what I've played. Is it going to bring anyone back? Probably not. Most people have given up. I know Meta looked at the price of the game and it's still like $40 and that's on sale.
I mean, I would play it if like someone bought it for me, probably. But I don't even know. Do you think it's worth $45?
Probably not, unless you're like a big diehard COD fan.
Okay, so well, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's COD. It's kind of more the same, but it's like the nerf new COD. So, how much do you really want to put your eggs in that basket? I don't know. Some of the stuff does look cool. Like it looks like it plays really well in the new season. Seems to have some exciting stuff in it.
Yeah.
Have you had so you've already had a chance to play it, I guess. I guess you and I were going to try out some Warzone, so maybe we'll have that to talk about next week too. Since that's something I can play for free. Just become a Warzone player. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I wish you could play Warzone and level everything up in there, but it's kind of not.
Takes forever.
Yeah.
Well, and to be honest, we're not big Warzone guys anyways. Like, I'd rather play multiplayer. Yeah. Well, okay. I see they added the Terminator. Epic.
Bro, they always gotta have those collabs, too.
Bro, there's so many of them. Don't forget about Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
It was a very important collab. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have more to talk about on it next week. I've been looking at it, but yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, I guess we can move on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we can do the Switch emulators. Nintendo once again has gone through and started calling the Switch emulators. They have issued DMCA takedown notices to all of the current ones that are out. So it used to be Yuzu, now it's still, so they're still attacking the Yuzu GitHub updates, or the Yuzu GitHub links, and some of the other new ones, the NSW2U. There's a lot of ROMs on that site as well. Yeah, I guess it's just more Nintendo being Nintendo. Just something I wanted to cover, especially since we have found emulators so interesting recently. I always feel like it's just a good thing to touch on, especially for those of you that still like emulators. We're not really big on emulating the Switch because we already have one, so...
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really like to emulate, like, the new consoles, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the current
kind of
stuff.
Newish. It's I would consider Switch, like, last gen, and Switch 2 is new gen. And it's weird because Nintendo's kind of now in this spot where they, at least for this, like, last gen and this one, they've released, like, halfway through the generation, so it's more of like a 0.5 edition, like we're in the 9th generation, so there's like the 9.5, you know, and that was the Switch is like the 8.5 gen console.
So, true. Yeah.
I don't understand how they can take down emulators though, because I thought emulators were actually fine. Obviously, some of these sites were hosting ROMs, which I believe is illegal. But I believe the emulators themselves should be legal, right?
Yeah, it gets a little murky in there, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess as long as the emulator doesn't include any, I guess, actual code from the I don't know. Or like the firmware. Something like that.
I think it's something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. But we all know Nintendo's very litigious, so they will go to any means to make sure their stuff isn't pirated.
Any means and methods, my friends. Any means and methods. They're worse than commies.
It's fair enough. It's in their legal right, so.
It is. This is actually one area of Nintendo one thing I have to agree on is, like, I've always felt like emulating the most recent stuff is scummy.
Yeah.
I've always felt icky about that, so fair play.
Yeah, I don't think it's like wrong to emulate anything that's like older. Whenever I say like anything retro, I mean Meta I think we disagree a little bit on this. Maybe not, but like to me there's the current gen, so that's like the newest one. The one before that's last gen. And then anything after that is retro. So like the Wii U would be considered retro. The Switch is last gen and the Switch 2 is new gen, you know.
I think we disagree a little bit on the definition of, like, I kind of consider the term retro like a year thing, not like a console generation thing. And that, like, retro to me is like 20 years old or so. And that's just a rough estimate. I mean, there hasn't been a console that's been around for 20 years, so. But yeah, I mean, I've always felt scummy about it with newer stuff, but like anything that's like, you know, from the early 2000s and before, you know, come on. No one's buying anything new for that console. Nintendo barely even makes any money from like the selling of old games. So,
Yeah.
you know, do at your own risk, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess we can move on to our next story, which is we talked about this game a little bit, but it's called Mina the Hollower. It's made by the same people who made Hollow Knight or sorry, not Hollow Knight, Shovel Knight. I get those two confused because they're both indie games. Yeah. But yeah, they made Shovel Knight. So this is kind of their answer to. Okay, this ad is really loud. Kind of the answer to. Their first game was more like a Mega Man style game.
Mm-hmm.
This is more of like a Legend of Zelda style, like dungeon crawler game. They had a demo that me and Meta played, and I thought the game was pretty fine. It's kind of it is very retro feeling in that it kind of just doesn't tell you anything and is like figure it out.
Unironically, it'd go hard on a Game Boy Advance.
Dude, yeah, it would. And the update is it's coming out spring 2026, so apparently sometime soon. And there's a new release window for a full demo for gamers on the PS5.
Okay.
So many gamers are excited, especially if you got if you got that console, it'd be pretty based.
Yeah, so I guess something to mention on this game is like I know I had a lot of fun with it. Kirby maybe not so much. It's an interesting game in that it is very old school. And some of the background on this game, which I don't know if we've covered, but Yacht Club Games, they had just finished releasing Shovel Knight on every console ever imagined. Even on like phones, I'm pretty sure. And they were looking to do their next project, which was some sort of Shovel Knight spin-off thing. And what had happened is there was some guy in the office. He might have been an intern or like a new hire, and he was working on this little game on the side called Mina the Hollower. And I guess what happened is the upper management saw this game, and they completely canceled their Shovel Knight follow-ups. They completely canceled any other projects they were working on, and they've gone all in on this game. They've taken all their staff, everyone, to finish it. So it's kind of a risky play on their part, because I don't think these kind of top-down games really do all that well unless it's a Zelda or something that's has a wide appeal. But I hope it does well, only because I enjoyed it, and I'll probably definitely pick it up. Yes. That was some background I learned, and I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, and they have confirmed that any progress done in the demo will carry forward to the full game. So
interesting, actually.
I don't know. I don't know. I think I've seen a couple games do that, and to me, it's just kind of interesting how they do that. Although, to be fair, it's probably not that hard.
Yeah. Nope, probably not. Okay. I guess this next game, this one's kind of a meme, and this one will be a real quick story. Let's see, I posted it in here. I just want to make sure I'm getting everything. There's a game coming out at some point. It says coming soon. Oh, sorry, what? Did I miss something?
No. I closed it.
Oh, okay. Called Flip Flop Fury, or as I'm going to call it, Chonkla Fury. If you don't know what a chonkla is, it's what Hispanic moms call their flip flop as they throw it at you. It is kind of funny. You throw the flip flop like you throw it like you would a throwing knife, and you steer it through the level. And in their little demo video, it's some guy like pissing in a dumpster, like his piss is going up into the dumpster, and you throw it down an alleyway and like hit him in the head, and he like passes out. So I guess you're just going through and taking out, as they say, unacceptable behavior, which is interesting for certain. kind of obviously like a piss take game, a bit of a meme.
They also censor it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if it's censored in the full game. I assume not, but that's certainly interesting. I think we've seen a lot of this recently too, where it's just kind of like games that are just funny to be funny kind of thing.
Oh yeah, this has become a trend. I think of just like pissing on, just like making games just for the meme.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little tired of it because it's not that it like is gross or anything. It's just that it's like tiring that like these indie teams are relying on like making jokes instead of making like a good game.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like I Am Bread, and I mean, it really did start with that. Like a lot of these like trend games. Schedule 1 too.
Yeah.
Although I don't know, I haven't seen too much Schedule 1, but I think it's kind of like a meme, piss take game kind of deal.
Certainly.
And obviously like all the friend slap stuff is same way. So I just feel like it might be kind of weird, but I like to look at games like an art form, and I think games that are like this to me kind of take a piss. It's kind of like modern art versus like actual art. So yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree. Oh wow, the r/indie game still has my banner that I made up. Okay, well there you go.
Base.
Yeah. What else? I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Good sir.
Speaking of a piss take game, there's a game called Yap Yap. Which
Yap.
Yeah, it looks like PvE's friend slop. So get your wallets ready. There's another friend slop game for you guys.
Yap. Oh no.
If you guys want to get some more friend slop,
I think I'd rather jump off a bridge. What is this?
And I think the whole trend of like piss take and friend slop games need to stop, bro.
Bro, I'm so tired of them. Like I think you and I especially, like we're not big fans of them anyway, and we've been forced. I don't want to say forced. We have been, we've kind of been forced to play them. Yeah, coerced into playing them by like one of our friends and some friends of him, and it's pretty piss. I mean, we would just get absolutely piss drunk and play it. So it wasn't horrible, but at the same time, it was kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess that's it.
I think that's
been a short episode. Hope you boys enjoyed. It's been your boy, KirbyDK10. Peace.
It's been your boy, Meta. Bye.
Yo.